Welcome to the world united. Welcome to the world united.
Okay, there we go. Diane Tillman is the co-founder of Living Values Education and the author of LVE series of books. And today we're going to hear from her about creating a culture of peace, caring, and respect. So I will play her. I'll just share a little bit about her work and then play her video. Diane G. Tillman is the co-founder of an international values education program, Living Values Education, and the primary author of the LVE series of books, 10 additional resource books for at-risk youth, and a parenting guide. A licensed educational psychologist and marriage and family therapist, she worked in a California public school system for 23 years as a school psychologist before the inception of LVE in 1996. She's traveled in 30 countries in all regions of the world to conduct LVE workshops at conferences, schools, universities, retreat centers, refugee camps for educators, parents, UNESCO, and street children agencies. So we are so thrilled to hear from Diane Tillman.
You could try next to your mute button, there's an arrow and on the bottom of the screen. If you click that, you may find something in there.
Okay. So is it not playing properly?
There's no volume.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Okay. I'll do that again.
Thank you for inviting me to be part of the World United Conference.
Can you all hear now?
Yes.
Thank you.
Thank you for inviting me to be part of the World United Conference. I'm delighted to join with you all. And I'm delighted to be part of a gathering, virtual that it may be, of people that are really interested in creating more peace and more well-being, more goodness in the world. So thank you, the team at World United, and thank all of you listening. As a person incredibly involved with Living Values Education, today I'll be sharing with you about values. So why are values important? Are they important for you? Are they important for our world? So to begin that reflection, I would like you to think about a person who's been important in your life. And as you think about that person, what values or qualities did he or she have that made a difference for you? So as you remember that person and think of their values and their qualities, I would like you to imagine that everyone in the whole world was living that value and treating every single other person with that value. Would there be a difference in the world? Yes, absolutely, an incredible difference. A second question: what two values do you think would most change the world if everyone lived them? Your answer may be peace and respect. Your answer may be love and compassion. Your answer may be honesty and courage. But whatever your answer is, you're right. Values are incredible things. They're deep within the self. And when we live them, we're in harmony. If you were to reflect on 3 positive moments in your life that were incredibly meaningful for you, incredibly positive, and you looked at the value or the quality that you were demonstrating at the time of those moments, you would see a few of your own values. And you would see that when we're in our values, we're in harmony. We're in our truth. We're in our authenticity. But that is one side effect. But more than that, what kind of effect is there in our relationships, in everyone around us and in the world? So values are treasures. They're treasures that open up beauty in our life and beauty in the world. And so, as a person incredibly involved in living values education, I'd like to tell you about the program. We offer 2 main things. One of the things we offer is activities for children from 3 through young adults. We've been doing that since 1996. But recently, we have discovered that adults benefit just as much. So for the last few years, we've been also offering free materials to adults that they can download online. There is a self-reflection journal. There's values activities. There's a program where they can become a facilitator for study groups in their communities. There's activity books for children from 3 to 7. These can be downloaded free of charge on our website. So there's this part, the values activities, and there's the second part. The values activities are wonderful because they encourage people to really look at values. For example, if we look at peace, what is the effect if we have peace in the self, with others, in the community, in the country? What is the effect if there's lack of peace or there's violence? And you can see how those interplay and create an incredible difference in life. But there's many, many activities. For example, for little kids, there's stories and there's songs and there's games, and they make wings of respect and humility, and they sing songs and they play. They play with puppets. They learn how to stop bullying. They learn how to listen to each other. They play some wonderful, wonderful things to enjoy cooperation. So they get to play with values. And for the older ones, there's mind mapping. For all of them, there's bits on caring for the earth and the ocean, because the environment is incredibly important right now. So people are invited, for example, at the young adult and adult level, they're invited to look at the causes of global warming, climate change, to look at the causes, to look at the many, many things they can do to have hope, because they are doing things that are helping, because there's so many things we can do to help our beautiful planet. But that's one aspect of living values that is fun, that is creative, that teaches many, many social skills, that teaches us to deal with bullying, and teaches us how to communicate in very positive ways. That's one aspect of values activities, because you want people to engage in activities. You want them to, for example, imagine what is a peaceful world. I worked as a school psychologist many years ago for 23 years. And when I'd have kids that were heading towards gangs, I'd have them imagine a peaceful world. And then after that, I'd get out a large piece of paper and they'd draw that and tell me what they really wanted. And then I had a place to start. So sometimes we have to open the box before putting anything in the box. But when people imagine what's possible, because of the inherently good nature of human beings, this is my belief. I've never seen a kid that can't change. Given a supportive atmosphere, given a nurturing atmosphere that has balance. So what is it that makes that atmosphere? So this is the second component. And in our professional development courses, which can be taken in person or online, there is an emphasis on nurturing hearts and creating minds, as well as educating minds. And for this, we invite you to look at something that we call the Living Values Education Theoretical Model. So in the middle of this model, there's a little circle, and there's a B for behavior. So be the behavior, positive or negative. How do we react to that behavior? So there's the one little circle, there's several circles around it, and there's a line in the middle. And so whatever the behavior is, when we respond in a way so that the person feels loved, respected, valued, understood, and safe, they move towards their potential. When we respond to behavior, be it positive or negative, in such a way that they feel inadequate, afraid, hurt, shamed, or unsafe, they don't move towards their potential. Relationships are harmed by downward spirals of hurt and fear and sadness and depression, or perhaps anger and violence. And so what we do in Living Values with different organizations, or you can do this with a family, with a child, with a business, we look at the negative factors that cause this lowering of potential. Because don't we all do better in an environment that's caring? So we can look at many different things, be it in families or schools, different organizations. And really, you know, how do we do when there's nurturing? How do we do when someone's caring? How do you feel when you go to work and no one likes you versus everyone's happy to see you? And there's positivity and encouragement, and you have a worthwhile goal. So, in our professional development courses, what we teach are skills to help create this nurturing, safe space. So we're looking at active listening and genuine appreciation. We're looking at balance. We're looking at respect with discipline, with peace and respect. We're looking at a 4-step correction process when there is misbehavior. Because when kids are in a nurturing environment, when young adults are in a nurturing environment, when we all are, what happens? And what happens when we're all inspired through the activities to live our values? What happens is amazing. The atmosphere that people can create, the sense of belonging that's created, the hope that's created, and very, very practical projects. So I do hope you'll join us. On the website of the Association for Living Values Education International, the newest books are the values chapters are downloadable. And we have a new section for adults. We also, and the adults can download these activities, and they can even become a facilitator of study groups in their own community if they wish. So I invite you to join us, and I appreciate your already being so attentive to the importance of our positivity, our consciousness, our effect on other people. Our planet is in the critical condition, as is the state of humanity. But change is actually, I think, more simple than we realize. It's as simple as people being willing to know that the difference that each one of us makes is incredible. And if each one of us is willing to live in our values, not only will our own happiness and well-being increase, but so will the happiness and well-being of everyone around us. And so let us extend our circles, not just to the people in our families and our circles of friends, but to everyone in the world around us, for each one deserves respect and dignity. Thank you very much. Thank you for having me.